Last week we had a bad week. We did. I'm going to bring up last year to show that just was a little blip on the radar. We get money over here when it comes to football and basketball season. I'm sorry. Last football season, as far as picking all of the games, we went 141 wins and 83 losses. So what's that, 17 plus 41? 51? Almost 60 games above 500. So even if you was betting $5, 5 times 60, yeah, kid, that feeling, you hit. As far as the locks, not from Yonkers, but the locks to get us the winner chicken dinners, we went 56 and 34. And I get it. Last week was last week, but last year we had a hell of a year. All the games picked, 141 against 83. That's a hell of a record. Then on the locks, we went 56 and 34. 22 games above 500. So if you was just betting $100, that means you was up $2,200. You betting $500, you do the math. Yeah, kid. Let's get to the picks though. Last week we did bad though. Last week, how we did last week, I'm gonna tell you right now. Out of the locks, as far as the channel, because I did switch Chicago to Atlanta on YouTube Live. But last week, this was the locks right here. Buffalo, they didn't cover by half. Chicago, they covered. Indianapolis, they covered. Chargers, they covered. Cleveland and the Rams, they didn't cover. The Rams, at the end of the game in overtime, they just laid down, or should I say, Vegas called that shit on the bat line, and Cleveland just got their ass bust by Dallas. As far as all of the picks, though, so if you bet on all of the games on my picks, you 2 down. I got you. But let's get to these picks, though, this week right here. Winning chicken dinners. We had Buffalo last for Thursday night football. Now that that's over, let's get to the picks. First game, Vegas Raiders at Baltimore. Baltimore Ravens. Ravens giving 8.5. The spread did open up at like 9. Went down a little bit. A lot of people is on the Raiders. The Raiders looked trash last week, I'm not going to lie, against the Chargers. The Chargers ain't really shown. Baltimore coming off the loss to Kansas City Chiefs. I think the Raiders is trash. You're going to fly from, the West Coast to Baltimore. It's an early start game. Last week, their game started at 4:05, 4:25. I'm not going to really overthink this, even though I know everybody is on Baltimore. 98% is on Baltimore money line, and 54% is on Vegas Raiders with the points. I see Lamar Jackson. I see Derrick Henry, a.k.a. King Henry, coming out, smashing, Hulk smash. I got Baltimore. Next game, Chargers at Carolina. Carolina is L trash. Sprinkle some dirt on them niggas. Let's be clear. Bryce Young, I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. You was on, Alabama, Nick Saban, obviously a great coach, one of the best. You had a great team. You won the Heisman, etc. You come into the NFL. Last year, it's your second year. You still looking a little shaky, a little nervous, a little shaky, a little nervous. They at home, they getting 5. Statistics say, or the stats say, Carolina at home when they go against the Chargers, I think is 5-3 or 5-2. So they got a winning record against Carolina. Against the Chargers. Chargers got a little banged up. Jim Harbaugh, the brother. They got their first win, so that's out the way. Will they win back-to-back? I think they will win back-to-back, but I think Carolina cover the 5 points. So I got Carolina with the 5. I got the Chargers to win the game outright, but I don't think they're going to cover. Next game, New Orleans against Dallas. Dallas at home, giving 6. Who that? Who that? Who that said they're going to beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that said they're going to beat them Saints? We ain't been really screaming that since Drew Brees. Like since Drew Brees left the league and David Carr, speaking of the LA, the Las Vegas Raiders. You know, he was on the Raiders last year. Obviously, Devontae, the wide receiver from Green Bay came there. They got rid of him. Do you ever think about when you out of here? And played on the New Orleans Saints last year. Didn't really look good. Obviously, Sean Payton is not there no more. He's in Denver now. They beat up on a bum-ass Carolina team, 37-10. Let me just check to be certain. 47-10. They whipped the skin off their ass. Dallas is a whole nother story now. Historically, when Dallas goes to New Orleans, they get blown out. Obviously, they had Drew Brees and Sean Payton. Dallas at home, I think they're trying to go for 16-0. So that gives me a little pause for cause as far as New Orleans. They do got a good defense. I mean, they got a good defense. They got a good running game with Kamara. I think Dallas, because the spread, it's almost like they begging you to take New Orleans because they beat Carolina 47. They put up 47, so they had a great game last week, even though they played against a bum ass team. Dallas, on the other hand, was the underdogs. They went up in there into the dog pound and they whipped the shit out of Deshaun Watson. Unfortunately, another case and and another one on some Biggie Small shit. And another one, you must be used to me winding on some R. Kelly shit. I like Dallas. I like Dallas to win. I like Dallas to cover. I ain't going to be surprised if New Orleans hold on, but put up 47 and you getting 6? That just gives me, the spread just look like you want to throw up. Yeah, like giving New Orleans 6. They both play inside, so the turf shouldn't be a problem. I think it's going to be a track meet, but I think Dallas win by 6. I think they win by 7. Next game, Tampa Bay on the road at Detroit. Detroit giving 7.5, a.k.a. the hook 'em, right? These two teams met last year in the playoffs. Obviously, Detroit was victorious. In fact, they put the NFL, if you will, on notice that we a good team. Jared Goff, we a physical team. We a blue-collar team. And we're going to get to that Super Bowl, even though they didn't get to the Super Bowl. San Fran, back-to-back, went to the Super Bowl and ended up losing to Kansas City. Baker Mayfield looked good last week. Woke up feeling dangerous, right? Remember when he woke up and was like, after they won the game, I think he threw for 3 touchdowns when he was in Cleveland. And the press conference, he was like, I don't know, man. I just woke up feeling dangerous. So we always play like that, right? Tampa Bay looking all right. Again, they played against a rookie quarterback, a not so good Washington team. They was at home. 7.5 is a lot though, and because it's 7.5, I'm gonna take Tampa Bay. If it was 6.5 or 7, like right there, but now you got to win by 10 now. Now you got to win by 10. I like Tampa Bay. This pick might get switched, but for right now, I'm going with Tampa Bay with the 7.5. Next game, Indianapolis at Green Bay. No Jordan Love. Jordan Love got hurt on the last play of the game against Philadelphia Eagles, Sunday Night Football, out there in Brazil. He might play, he might not. Willis is the backup. I can't think of his name, but it's definitely Willis. Green Bay at home, getting 2.5. It was 3. Over and under is 40.5, so 41, pretty much. Indianapolis, they showed us that they can be a good team. They played against the Houston the Houston. They played against Houston. Houston won at the last minute. The spread was 3. We had Indianapolis last week as a lock, so we won that bet. C.J. Strauss looked good. Obviously, the defense looked good. They was home. Now you on the road. Willis. They didn't really use Josh Jacobs, Green Bay that is, last week. Like I thought they was going to use him. This weekend, you getting 2.5 at home. Green Bay is pretty good at home. I mean, obviously they had Aaron Rodgers. This is Jordan Love, second season. He held out, got the contract, and then ultimately got hurt. This shit is scripted and rigged, so it really don't matter who's in uniform. I see Indianapolis losing two straight. Although Anthony Richards got a hell of an arm, had a couple of spectacular throws and catches in that game, and they had the lead, etc. We had them last week as a lock. I see them losing back-to-back. I see Green Bay getting the win at home, even with Jordan Love being out. So I got Green Bay with the 2.5, but I wouldn't be surprised if they win outright. Next game. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland at Jacksonville. Jacksonville at home, -3. He don't look like the same Deshaun Watson. And when he was in Houston, obviously, didn't have the best of teams, but still managed to have a winning record, still managed to have a good, quarterback, the QBR, etc. Still managed to be, elusive and maintain plays, keep plays alive, and have a winning record. So they got rid of the whole team, and then they just became bums. This week, on the road at Jacksonville, Cleveland, will they look as bad as they looked against Dallas? Dallas is a good team. They play better on the road. I had Cleveland last week as a lot, so that was a bad pick on us. We had Cleveland. This week at Jacksonville, getting 3 on the road. Jacksonville lost their first game. They was winning. Then you let Miami walk you down. I got Cleveland. I got Cleveland to win on the road. I know Deshaun Watson was looking a little shaky, a little nervous, a little shaky, a little nervous. I'm going with Cleveland with the 3. Jacksonville, I wouldn't be surprised if they pull it out, win by chinny chin chin, hair mark. But I got Cleveland with the 3. Next game. We got San Fran at Minnesota. Do you like that? You like that? Kirk Cousins, now he's on Minnesota. Obviously, last year he was on the Vikings. Last year he got hurt. They traded him. He's on Minnesota now. San Fran, they look good against the Jets. New York, they look good against the Jets. Aaron Rodgers, first game back after, coming out with the flag. Iconic, historic imagery, if you will, right? Then you get hurt, you get sacked, you break your ankle or your Achilles, and you out for the season. And do you ever think about when you out of here? San Fran looked good last week. Obviously, they look like they lost in the Super Bowl, look like they are the team in the NFC to beat. However, even though Kirk Cousins is there and the uniforms don't matter, at home in the Dome, Indianapolis, a.k.a. the Vikings, a.k.a. the Purple People Eaters, they got a good record against San Fran. And at home, getting 4.5, yeah, they could come in there and win by a touchdown. Kirk Cousins, just like Aaron Rodgers, first game, so you look a little shaky, you look a little nervous, then you see, I ain't get hit, I'm still alive, I could get back to playing like I normally play. So I think they'll play better, and even though they crushed the Giants at home, yeah, San Fran could definitely come in here and smack them up. I think San Fran will win. I think Minnesota Vikings will cover the spread with the 4.5. Next game, New England. At home, getting 3 with the Seattle Seahawks. Touchdown Seahawks. And they look good, but second half. First half, they was looking a little shaky, a little nervous against the Denver Broncos with the rookie quarterback. And Geno Green looking like he's about to get benched. No more Pete Carroll. Obviously, they still got DJ Metcalf. They still got the, can't think of the other wide receiver name, but he is super nice. And they got a good offense. They got a good defense too. Secondary is definitely stellar. On the road against New England. New England looked good against Cincinnati. I had New England last week, not as a lot, but as one of the, we gave out the pick, just betting against the games. And I told y'all when I was giving out that pick, I'm like, all I was thinking about was Bill Belichick, like, we on to Cincinnati. Every question they asked him, he like, we on to Cincinnati. We on to Cincinnati. Oh, Tom Brady, we on to Cincinnati. We on to Cincinnati. I'm like, I get it. It's not the same players. Brady not there no more. Belichick not there no more. Joe Burrow and them looking a little, what's the Lamar Chase or whatever Chase maybe gonna play, maybe not gonna play. I'm like, taking New England, and New England was right. Now I didn't think they was gonna win straight up, so I'm not gonna lie. They're not keeping a buck on the channel, but I did think that 8.5 was boss, and it was. Anyway, Seattle giving 3 at New England. Everybody in New England feeling a little good. They got their little win. I think Seattle coming there. I think Seattle beat them. I think they cover the spread. I like Seattle. I like Geno Green. Touchdown Seahawks. I got the Seahawks. Next game, New York Jets at Tennessee. Jets, Jets. Aaron Rodgers, I think he got the kinks out. First game back. I told y'all he was going to be rusty. Not enough practice in preseason. They only played 3 games. They're not really playing him like that. First game against one of the best teams in the NFL. You go and look a little shaky. You go and look like you're a little behind step. Tennessee, we had them last week. Even though we had Chicago, then we changed our pick. I don't know why we did that. But anyway, we did have Chicago and we changed. And that was a bad pick. Chicago was losing, looking a little shaky, a little nervous. What's the rookie name? Caleb or whatever. Looking bad. Not really throwing for a lot of passes, a lot of balls hitting the ground. And Tennessee was winning. Then all of a sudden, whatever the quarterback name for Tennessee, throwing ill-advised passes, trying to get rid of the ball when you're getting sacked, and all of a sudden, it's a tie game. All of a sudden, Chicago is winning now. All of a sudden, Chicago was covering the spread. And I'm sitting there, Buffalo Wild Wings with my guys, as we do every Sunday Funday, like these bum-ass niggas. This weekend, I think Jets win. I don't think they cover that 3.5. I don't. I think Levis or whatever his name is, Levi Jeans, you know what I mean? Jets played a tough Monday night game. On the road, West Coast, got to travel back, short week. Tennessee is a rough, tough football team, even though they don't got Derrick Henry no more. The spread is 3.5. If it goes under 3, if it goes down to 2.5, 3, take the Jets. I think the Jets will win, but by 3. I don't think the Jets is going to blow nobody out. I don't think they're going to win by 7. I think Tennessee will stay close within that spread. I could be wrong, but I'm taking Tennessee with the 3.5. Next game, New York football. My Giants. It's New York in the house. It's Brooklyn in the house. Uptown in the house. Like, we had the Giant shirt on last week. We had the whole Giant hat. And I told y'all when I did that show Friday, you ain't going to never see it again. But I did wear it Sunday, the Buffalo Wild Wings, for the first week. And I think that changed my pick because the Giants is fucking trash. Daniel Jones is fucking trash. The whole team is El Gabito. And so is Washington. That's who they playing. Washington minus 1.5. First game in the NFC East in the last, I think, 4, 5, or 6 years in the NFC East. It's been a different winner of that division every year. Philly won. Giants won. Washington won. Who else is in that division with us? Shit. Giants, who else is in that division? I can't even think of it. Each year it was somebody different. I think Philly definitely going to win this year, obviously. They got Saquon Barkley. Giants look like trash. Didn't score no points. Fake like they was going to be in the game until they wasn't. Turning the ball over, interceptions, etc. And I know the coach, Brian, Dabble or whatever, he like, damn, why we keep Daniel Jones and give him all this New York taxpayers money and let Saquon Barkley go just to keep him. There's nobody around him. There's no line. He got to keep scrambling for his life. In Washington, they did put up some points last week. How much they put up? I know they played Tampa Bay. They lost 20-37, so they lost by 17. They got their ass spanked. Let's make no mistake about it. Some of the points was at the end of the game, so it kind of fake looked like they was really competing, but they wasn't. Baker Mayfield clearly woke up dangerous and spanked them. And we had Washington with the 3.5, and we was wrong. This week here, everybody's on the Giants. As far as with the 1.5, we on the CBS Sports app. Everybody taking Washington with the money line. Rookie quarterback at home. I like Washington. I mean, how can you take the Giants, right? Like, I'm not going to bet on this game, obviously, but just for the sake of the channel, I got Washington. Next game, we got the Los Angeles Rams at Arizona. Kyler Murray and them giving one, coming off that loss to Buffalo. They was winning most of the game. We had Buffalo, and they just really let them tie the spread. I had the hook. I had the 6.5, so we lost. Some of y'all had 6, so it was a push. Some of y'all might have had 5.5, so you won, depending on where you put your bet in at. And I'm not going to cap on the show. If I lose, I lose. We win, we win. We had Buffalo with 6.5, and they fucking won by 6. Anyway, the Rams played Detroit last Sunday night, rematch of this, the playoffs, and Detroit came out looking good. Then I was about to say Sam Darnold, Sam Bradford and Sean McVay, the Wonder Kid, scored 17 straight points. I'm sitting there like, yeah, baby, let's go. And 17-17. Then Rams took the lead, 20-17. Detroit, tied the game up 20-20. All of a sudden, overtime, and if you got the points and you the favorite, and it go to overtime, chances are you're probably gonna win because that's Vegas counting up that money. Like who we want to win? Who we gonna call the false start on? Who we gonna give who we call the holding on? How many times? Who moved and offsides and what else they call offensive motions or whatever the fuck they be calling when they want you to lose, because that's what they do. Because that's your money, son. And we see Detroit walk right down the field. Same person got the ball. All 7 plays, like run, like run Ricky run, or NWA 100 miles and run. You let the nigga walk all the way down the field. No 3 and outs, no 3 and long to force them to kick a field goal. They scored a touchdown and they won by 6, and we lost. Anyway, with that being said, the public is on Arizona because they look good against Buffalo. They home now. Kyler Murray's second game, and I'm not really buying. But I like the Rams. The Rams always have their number. I know they used to have Aaron Donald. They had certain players, etc. I like the Rams, and this shit is scripted and rigged in my opinion. So I like the Rams. Next game, Cincinnati. Joe Burrow lost to the Patriots at Kansas City. Kansas City giving 6. Woo-wee! This shit short than the motherfucker, man. And we know that Kansas City had their little battles with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is the only quarterback in the AFC to go in the Arrowhead, beat them, then go to the Super Bowl and lose to the Los Angeles Rams. We had the Rams in the Super Bowl money line, but we had the Bengals with that FoR. And they just was in the Super Bowl 3 years ago, looking a little bad playing against the Patriots, but the Patriots always beat them. This one here, the public is on Cincinnati, 61% line, 270. The public is going with Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes, a.k.a. Night, a.k.a. NyQuil. I think this is an easy one. I think Joe Burrow and them was probably looking forward, not really, even though they shouldn't have, overlook New England. First game of the season, you at home, you lose. You win this one, this might have some implications for the #1 seed in the playoffs. Kansas City, I think, probably will win, but you're giving me 6 points with Joe Burrow. Oh, I'm going to take that 6 points. So I like Cincinnati on the road against Kansas City. Pittsburgh at the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos, they lost last week to the Seahawks. Pittsburgh won against Atlanta on the road. Justin Fields started. What's the nigga name? The perfect husband. Fucking, what's his name? Russell Wilson. You know what I mean? The perfect man. You know what I mean? Where the ladies at? Where the ladies at? We on the sports right now, but where the ladies at? I know y'all love Russell Wilson, right? Russell Wilson didn't start last week. He got a calf muscle injury, and we got the cozy soles on. You know what I mean? You see him in the background. Wintertime coming soon. You can get a pair from me. Support your local black business. Cozy soles, cozy soles, cozy soles. I like how Justin Fields looked, and he just did what he was supposed to do. You come in as the backup, the most popular person, right? When your starter is down, and you go on the road and you play a shaky, Kirk Cousins in his first game with a new team, and you win. On the road as a favorite, Denver, they didn't look bad against Seattle. They kept it close in the first half. Then Seattle started to pull off. Sean Payton, second game at home with the rookie. You're giving me 2.5 at home in my back pocket. I'm taking Denver. I'm going to take that 2.5. I wouldn't be surprised if Mike Tomlin win, but maybe it'd be by 2 or 1 and some 21-20 type shit. 23-24. Like, it's going to be one of them funny type games. Vegas love booking niggas. And as far as the spread is concerned, the public is on Denver, 76%. Money line, which is minus 141. Pittsburgh. And we on the CBS app. For those that's tuning in, appreciate you. Hit the like button. I'm going with Denver with the 2.5, but I won't be surprised if Pittsburgh pull it out, right? Last game is Sunday Fun Day. Chicago Bears at Houston Texans. I couldn't think of it earlier. Houston, right? C.J. Strauss going against Caleb, the rookie, #1 draft pick, going against Houston. And Houston looked pretty damn decent last year. PDD, right? Made it to the playoffs, won a playoff game. Deshaun Watson, who? Like, who you? Like, CO, I ain't eat no breakfast this morning. Who you? Like, can somebody send me? Because I'm hungry. When you in the box, and then you on the gate talking your shit, and the other fucking prisoners and inmates is like, who you? Niggas don't even remember who Deshaun Watson was. And he probably going to be an afterthought, even though, what's the coach? Dabu Sweeney, when he won the Heisman and he came out from Clemson, and he was like, he going to be the Michael Jordan of the NFL. Oh, yeah? Don't look like that now. Anyway, though, Chicago getting 6.5. I'm like, damn. He was giving 4.5 to Tennessee Titans. You was losing that game pretty much the whole game, and you only won because whatever his name is, Levingston or Levy, threw the ball, falling down, getting tackled, did some other shit over the shoulder. Like, they gave y'all that game. Chicago covered the spread, and we had them, and then we switched our pick on Sunday. I'm like, yo, the first game of the season, they want to build Chicago fan base up. They got their rookie quarterback in. They're going to let them win, and they're going to cover the spread. At Chicago, then we switched our pick like a dick, like a fucking dick. How Jay-Z said, how I'm feeling, Dumbo. Anyway, 6.5 at home. C.J. Strauss and them. You barely beat Indianapolis. You barely beat them. You beat them by 3, and I had Indianapolis with the 3, so we won. At home, now you're giving 6.5? I like Chicago. I'm ready for the Monday Night Football game, right? All right, Monday Night Football, we got Philadelphia at home, giving 6.5 to Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons lost to Pittsburgh. Kirk Cousins, again, looking a little shaky, looking a little nervous. First game back from Achilles injury or a leg injury. You expect him to not have the oomph tossing the ball and underthrowing receivers, not being on the mark, you know, the game being a little faster. He is one of the older quarterbacks in the league. Now it's a lot of young quarterbacks. Even if you've been in the league like 5 years, 6 years, like Patrick Mahomes, you're still not even 30 yet. Lamar Jackson, you're still not 30 yet. Josh Allen, it's a lot of young quarterbacks. Baker Mayfield, even though he was on Cleveland, still young quarterback as far as age and being in the league. All old quarterbacks is out there. I said that to say Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers, y'all old, y'all out of here after this year as far as production and play. Anyway, I think Kirk Cousins come and play better, just like I think Aaron Rodgers come play better. You're giving me 6.5 Monday Night Football. Let's look at what the public is doing. The money line is 303 for Philly. 97% is taking Philly money line. When I see shit like that, I always be like, the public is on them, and all they got to do is win and fuck around and lose. The public is also on 76%. They on Atlanta. The first opened up at 4, now it's 6.5. I think Philly will win money line, but I like Atlanta with the 6.5. All right, let's get to the locks. Not from Yonkers, the locks that get us the winner chicken dinners. These are the locks, y'all. Week 2, Baltimore, Dallas, Seattle, Rams, Cincinnati, Denver. Those are the locks. I will be putting $100 on that ticket. Then I will separate and pick the strongest teams and put whatever I'm going to put as a one pick. I suggest you do the same, and you will win. But y'all know who it is. It's your guy, PopaVisT. Y'all was just tuned in. PopaVisT TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic on a Friday the 13th, Friday. That feeling back up in here one more again. Yeah, kid.